We flew into Kota Baru this morning, which is the capital of Kelantan state, one of the worst affected regions in Malaysia. This is the city centre, and as you can see behind me, it's completely underwater. Now, from the air, I had a chance to survey the areas outside of the city, and as far as the eye could see, the land was completely submerged in water. All you could see was the tops of trees as well as the roofs of many houses that are completely stranded now. Very few roads were visible from the air. The roads that were visible were completely cut off from either side by floodwaters. This is of course making it very difficult for rescue and relief operations to take place. They cannot reach the worst affected areas by road. Poor weather conditions are making it very difficult for even helicopters to go in and drop supplies and evacuate people.
As you can see behind me, a main highway which connects Colombo to the northwestern coastal line here in Chilau, inundated by water. Vehicles being sent in single file, very much the smaller vehicles trying to follow big buses like the one that just went past. It's very much a way to try and get past the floodwaters. There have been many cases of vehicles being stranded on the water that have to be sort of pulled out of these floodwaters. Now, basically, there are over 1 million people that have been affected by the bad weather, a majority of them affected by the floods. Now, essentially, even in this part, there's something like 12,000 people who have been moved. They're in displacement centers. And even in other parts of the country, a majority of Sri Lanka's 22 districts affected by the bad weather. In addition to floods, the other problem has been landslides and mudslides. We've had the main amount of fatalities reported in mudslides in the central part of the country in Badulla, and essentially there are further warnings that there can be further mudslides, so people have been advised to be alert. There are areas where disaster management authorities have evacuated people and are keeping a close watch on the weather. The worst part for people around the country is that the weather forecast is not good. Essentially, more heavy rains for the foreseeable future.